Checkity check, check, check. Checkity check, check, check. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody, let's dance some more. Got my soda. I hope you do too. Hello, my wife. Come on in. The party's just begun because you're here now. Because the tank is low on water because I haven't been able to lift the bucket, so it's loud. But I will use a mug if I have to what's it called? Put water in the tank. So how's everybody doing? We feeling good? Everybody's still alive and well since a few moments ago. You caught a live stream gift of the wild. Well, awesome. Possumberg, hello. How are you? Coro, so good to see you. Empire of Dirt, what's going on, Jeff Kane? I like that you put your name back in. Brian S, what's up, man? Linda Worth, hello. And yeah, so what's fascinating is with the live stream right now. Muppet, what's going on? Good to see you. What's fascinating is with the live stream right now, we have 23 viewers, and we were averaging like 300 when we turned it the other way. 15,000 views last time, you guys, of all new people. And what I wanted to let you guys know is, I know everybody hates that when we put it that in that direction, the horizontal versus vertical. Everyone hates the horizontal, but that is bringing people to the channel, which lets me do more content / keep doing content. This time of year, going into summer, things always kind of fall off as far as viewership goes, which is totally understandable. I hope people are out collecting fish and doing lovely things in the wild with their families and their wonderful selves. Cara, Suann, Terry, hello. Good to see everybody coming through. Dan Whitney, what's up? So yeah, any case, we're back in the old format. And to punish you guys, because I like getting lots of views and we don't get lots of views this way, no, not to punish you guys. I wanted to just shout out again the fact that there is a hold on one sec. Okay, so we got codes up, and there's a bunch of places now that I am teamed up with that are basically vendors and or personalities and experts in the hobby that I really want to amplify. I mean, whether it's Grant Eder and the fact that he has over 500 shrimp tanks in his house, and that he is breeding lines of Caridina shrimp that nobody has outside of inside the US. Like, he imports the really rare ones, and he creates really rare and new ones. So he's someone that I want to give a shout out to and encourage folks. Like, if you're going to get Caridina, I don't think there's a better spot, both with him for price, for anything that's out there, anything that's a little unusual, anything like a yellow lemon drop or Hulk, or honey, that's what do you? Yeah, just do it as slow as you can. And hey guys, you like that mic? You like that it picks up? We've even got gain turned all the way down. Okay. But yeah, oh, you did, AA. Right on. That is awesome to hear. You know what? Thank you for letting me know you used the code too. I wasn't sure if his code, if people were still using it at all. He messaged me and he's like, hey, do people still know that code? So that is awesome to hear. So anyhow, vertical is getting the views, and go for it. I don't mind the vertical. My phone minded and caught me off guard, but I can adapt. Yeah. Well, I think here's the deal, guys. If I'm answering questions about fish the whole stream, I'm not showing you guys anything like really impressive. Like it's just my fish in a fish tank and us chatting. I'll put it the other way probably for a while to see how that goes, because right now YouTube has throttled my my analytics, and let's see here. uh, I'll show you guys behind the scenes that this is the stuff that no one ever wants to show on YouTube usually, unless they're like millionaires, then they're like, oh, look at how rich I am. But let me show you what a mediocre YouTube creator can do for a living, so to speak. Okay, so I still have a warning because of a video that I made, which I don't even think I should show like the title, but it's this one. If you well, I probably got a peek of it already, but it's this one, and it expires June 5th. That happened in October. So that's a bummer. But look at this, guys. We just hit 69,000 members in the community, 69,100, none the least. We actually hit 70. And then YouTube, I think what happened is they go through and they try to clear really obvious bot accounts, because I was like, yeah, 70. And then it rolled back like 1,500, which was sad. It made Alex's face go sad. But what I wanted to show you is, like, look at the live stream on Saturday night. So live stream, which was on, loosely speaking, I was talking about Danios and we were looking at my tanks and stuff. And the live stream got, where is it? Come on, where are the details? I'm not used to looking at this on the computer as much. Come on. Or does it not want to show you guys? Is that how this is working? We can go to analytics. Yeah, analytics. That's what we need. Analytics. Yay. Okay. So right now, this is what the channel, like super chats and everything before taxes, this is what it's making a month, which is $2,380.72, which if it's within about $500 of that, it says the normal range, right? And watch time, 38,000 hours in a month. We got 1,600 new subscribers. So this point right here, where we got 24,000 new subscribers on the graph here, if you look in April, 23,019, that is. That's a huge growth, guys. I mean, thank you and welcome if you came from that. But what happened is I paid Google Ads, like they're promoting it to all their creators, and I gave them $250 to promote two of my videos that I thought were my best ones. What I noticed, which is lame, is that they actually highlight and pop up with question boxes saying, do you want to subscribe? Do you want to be a member? And it like actually highlights it, whether you are not from doing anything. So if they see that you're even watching, they start asking questions like that. So if you're seeing questions like that, that means that that creator paid Google to increase their visibility. And that's through Google itself. Now, there's all sorts of weird scammy ways where you can pay people for clicks and views and stuff like that. And that's different. What this does is it just gives you a nudge in the daily ranking, essentially. And anybody who matches your keywords in the demographics and stuff that you're in, it will give them a nudge. But what I wanted to show you guys is, so that recent live stream, the reason why we're even like normal and not way under normal right now is, so see new viewers and content type blah blah blah. Where is it? Videos, live streams. So for videos, we have 49,000. So out of the 69,000 subscribers, 49,000 of them this month of the unique viewers were you guys, members, which I'm really flattered, and that's really good. That's a really good statistics, actually. 51,000 in the new viewer category, also, which is all right. And unique viewers total, which basically add all this up, 102,000 checked out the channel. Subscribers 1,300. Live stream 18. So 299 came from live stream new subscribers. Most came from my videos. But what I wanted to show you guys about when we stream horizontally is where is it? Well, content. I guess I gotta find that specific video. Honey, can you eat those not on the same table as the microphone, please? All right, so where is it? It's not even like on here because it's a live stream, right, guys? But if we look for with the like most view, oh, it should be in here somewhere actually, right in here. But is it not? It might, maybe it's not counting live streams in this content, which yeah, I don't think it is, which is annoying. Okay, fine. You want to play this way, computer? You're getting on my nerves, computer. But subscription source, content type, where's live streams? Do we even have? I don't know why it's actually they've reorganized this whole menu, which is great. The one day I want to show it to you guys, of course. We'll go down here to content, find it this way. Oh, content right there. Okay. So, well, look at that. Impressions, 3 million. So that's nice, but we have 100,000 people who came through. So that's a 30-to-1 rate, basically, which isn't super great because look at this. For the people who are watching, it's almost all videos, which that's cool and all. Shorts, I made I think like $4 off of shorts total out of all my shorts in a month out of all that $2,000, 2,000 and some dollars. But if we go to content, we go to live, and we go to Saturday night video right here. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. And then I'll stop boring you guys with this. But I like to be transparent with you guys. I like to share, like, literally where the money goes, where your membership fees go, all that. So $55 came in super chats and stuff like that. Now they take about a third right off the top. They take 40% right off the top. So 40% goes away. And then off of this too, you need to take and assume that you're paying 32% taxes where I live. So that live stream had 811 views since it was published. But when it was being streamed, it had like 15,000. And what I wanted to show you guys was new versus old viewers. So engagement, I think, or it might be audience. Concurrent, likes versus dislikes. Audience, yeah, here we go. So out of returning viewers, 3.3 thousand. So it's actually flagging down quite a few people that are members, which I also appreciate because it's members who are watching shorts. But the unique viewers, 14,000 came through, you guys. Now I want you to look at this. So this is what's crazy, is that my normal flow of just looking at any content or whatever, normally I'm getting less than 4% new people. Like that's how bad YouTube is at showing my videos to people right now. But 10,742. Look at this graph all the way up here. New viewers. And so that's hope, of the channel expanding and me being able to, do things like hire an editor, pay for B-roll. I don't know, get a 4K nice mirrorless camera. We're at 22% female viewers. I wish that was higher, but that's actually really high for the genre. Yeah, so traffic. So this is all skewed for this, but let's compare it to the whole channel. That's what I want to show you guys is the whole channel. If we're looking at impressions, and then we're going to look at where people came from, but suggested video, all these things. Oh, that doesn't lay it out into a nice graph. What we don't need bar graphs for this. That's annoying. Okay, let's go back to content. So it should give us all content again. By the way, this stream is loosely brought to you by all you guys, because you guys rock. And I'm going to answer questions in the chat in just a moment, as folks filter in as they do. But okay, here we go. So here comes the graph. I can feel it. All right. So look at this graph. So this is returning viewers by content. And all the way down here, well, this is probably an error. In fact, oh, no, it's not. This is when my channel was so small, it wasn't monetized, so they didn't really keep track of a whole lot. And back then, they didn't keep track of the same things. So let's take, instead of lifetime, even like 365 days. Let's look at 365 days. So the last 360, that is still not giving us 365 days. Whatever. We'll have to look right here. So these are the purple is you guys, return viewers. The blue is new viewers. But here we can see that, like that Saturday night live stream, you can actually see that it's registering up here on, the new viewer content. It registers really high. And let's do monthly. Okay, let's see what that does. Anyways, my whole point is that it brought in a lot of new people. Now, I don't know if they're the right people or they're the interested people or whatever, but you can see that, like, before this, the blue line was usually like right down in here, like in the 4% range. And now, yeah, here we go. 2.8, 3.8, 2.1. And so now that's not the case. So I just wanted to say, thanks. If you guys are the ones, maybe sharing things, then that's great. And if not, that's fine too. But yeah, so the traffic source thing, like, it just is exponentially more if you do that. Also, if you pay for ads, but I don't really like paying for ads. But the thing is, YouTube is squashing, like, if you look in the last 6 months to a year, they have had some sort of algorithm that has turned down the amount of people organically coming to streams. Now, I don't know if it's my channel and videos. I don't know if it's only my channel or what. I'm guessing it's not. I'm guessing it's everyone. And they're doing this just to, get people to either pay for the bump in advertising. So they want, money out of the money they usually pay you for ads that they already make you watch. They want to do a bump for that. And then they'll run more ads also as a thing. So they're actually just making like money off of it hand over fist. So anyways, that is what I wanted to share with you, because I didn't want it to be a mystery. And I want you to know if you are, can I see what other stuff you watch on you? No, I can't find what any one particular person any more about them than any other person could. So you can like go to their channel and I think it might have like recommendations or a playlist they put together, and sometimes they'll say this person also watched this or that. So yeah, you're saying if I posted on a schedule, views would come. So I have been on either Tuesday or Friday, and I know for the last 6 months it's been I've missed one of those days each week pretty much, and done a different day. But one of those 2 days I've usually Friday is the day. I think I've missed 4. But usually the other Fridays I do. And what's it called? Fish family link, they have that info online, but I'm not like paying or signed up in that way, so I might need to look into that. Like I think they want some money to list your fish times, or like put your channel info Boulder or whatever. Anyways, but I yeah, I just thought that might be interesting. And YouTube is going to be increasingly more and more for big channels, First Class Fish says. Yeah, and honestly, I don't know what I don't know. I'm a little lost because, you guys, obviously I want to make money. I want to make enough money to have this be my job. And that hasn't really changed a whole lot in 2 or 3 years. Like the amount of money per, even though we have all these new subscribers and members, which is great, it hasn't changed a ton. Actually, when I was at, say, 50 or 40,000 subscribers, the money was almost identical. So YouTube has really, like, they've altered the cut. They've done a lot of different changes, and Europe has really fought that. So Europe has said, no, you need to give benefits to people who are employed more than the equivalent of minimum wage for 40 hours a week. If they're getting paid more than that in revenue, you need to give them benefits and things like this. And it was all, they said, no, we'll go out of business. We can't afford that. Somehow they afforded it. They're doing fine. And even their Europe division is like making massive profits. So it's just goofy. And yes, Google is kind of evil, as useful as they are. Jester, hello. Give us a vertical take. Give us the vertical. Take the win. Much love. Yeah, no worries. We'll do vertical next time, probably. But yeah, the other thing is, Fishery, you've got a really solid base. You might have to sell it a bit more. I know that's not your way, but you got to eat too. That's exactly what I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about too. And I'm selling out so badly already in my plugging these places like Moonlight Aquatics. The whole thumbnail today was about this new shop. Now, I have to be totally transparent with you guys and say he's a young kid. I mean, he's 26 years old. He's kept fish for whatever 8 years or something intensely, but he's still pretty. I mean, that's still new in the scheme of things at fish keeping, especially at running a store, which he's done online for 2 years. He's imported for 2 years and flipped them and been doing really well. But I do have to say that, like, yeah, I'd probably quarantine him also because he's getting his fish from overseas, specifically Southeast Asia, which just across the board, Southeast Asia, you usually want to quarantine. And if it's not you who has to do it, it's the fish shop. So if you know how to medicate your fish and what to look for to make sure they're not sick, it's a killer deal, right? He has probably the lowest prices. He's trying to just be super fair, not do any sale prices. But I mean, he's doing zebra plecos that are 2.5 inches long for $129. With my discount, it comes out to like $117 if you use the discount code. And just use the code Alex at Moonlight Aquatics. I then get a cut. So I'm gonna make off that sale, for instance, I would make, I think it's like $5.70 is what comes back to me. And that helps me, and that helps offset the instability of YouTube. If there's 10,000 of you who buy fish here and there, it really does help out. So hopefully you guys can get a deal. Like I can finagle a discount, and then also, I can get an affiliate type thing. But the thing is, I won't take it just from anybody. I won't approach anybody. We've got Dan's Fish. We've got Aquatic Arts. Now, Aquatic Arts is undergoing a lot of changes structurally right now. And they've had 2 or 3 issues with my viewers in the last 6 months, 3 to 6 months. And, the way they handled it was awesome. As far as like, as soon as they heard about the problem, they were like, here's your money back and we're sending out more or whatever. For the most part, everything they've done so far has been pretty good. But I just like the things they're bringing in, and stuff like that is kind of, it's a little different than what they used to. They're really trying to breed in-house, which I don't inherently dislike, but it is, what's the word? It's a little bit troubling in that I'm just worried that they're not, like, they don't have the overhead to be doing other stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're not, they don't have the overhead, with how Vivi, has been going and stuff. That crashed, that company went under, and it was really unexpected as far as from like us who know people at the company. It was like, ooh. Oh, and also $60 shipping. It says $60. That's like the max it could cost you in the US. So um $60 shipping, just like, and same, Aquatic Arts does this too, where you look at, let me take this down. So stop screen, present, share screen, go to fish, go to Aquatic Arts, share. So one thing Aquatic Arts has always done that is a little annoying to me, even though they have, like, they're bringing in cool fish still, they don't have the widest selection. They run out of stuff. That stuff is all a bit annoying. But I mean, now they're bringing in more Oscars. There's some new control in the house, is what's going on clearly. But what I want you to look at, so we're going to compare a couple things. Here's L33 King Tiger Hyphen Citrus. They're $69.99. And that is a good deal. I mean, that's a good deal for the false zebra pleco or the cracked line zebra pleco. Butterfly plecos or Alenquer plecos look like 79 to 99 bucks usually. Black Venezuelans, though, it says $86, which sounds preposterous. But then you click on it, and here it says 160. But once you click on it, on the next page, you'll see that price was a school of 3, which really means they're like, under 30 bucks a piece. They're $28, which is still expensive for a Cory, but that's within the normal range. But a lot of people will just get to this page and they'll think, oh, $9.99 for a Panda Gara, that's reasonable. That's actually pretty cheap these days. 17 bucks for a whiptail. And then they'll see something crazy like, I don't know. Is there anything else on here that's like that? That's just like bonkers. I mean, honestly, these glow light Danios, $17.99. Like these should be like $5 a piece, right? And sure enough, that's about what they are. So I don't like that they do that. I wish it didn't do that. But if you're ready to see that, that's good. So yeah, they have some cool stuff. I mean, look, they've got these serpent loaches in, which I rarely ever see these. They're very cool. And what I was seeing here too is they do all FedEx, so their shipping's going to be like 48 to 65 bucks. And if you just want one fish, that's a terrible deal. I wouldn't order a fish online if you just want one fish, unless you want, a bunch of fish and you can put them in one box. Then that's a great time to order online. Or if you get friends, or if you're looking for, and this is where like Dan's fish comes in. Dan's fish, you know, I his prices are very high in some cases. But for the same fish, so let's see if he has L33s in. So we're going to compare all the L33s on these sites, hopefully. Yeah, so he's got L33s, none available right now, but usually, do we have a price on here? We don't. Great. Oh, albino ones. Do we have a price on here? No, we don't. I wish we did. Let's see. Let's see what Plecos he does have. What we can compare. But what I want to say is, okay, so Royal King Alenquer Plecos. These are pretty standard now in the hobby. They're really affordable. They're easy to breed, easy to spawn. $59. Now you're gonna pay that because these are all gonna be guaranteed, especially if they're tank bred and raised. These are gonna be guaranteed to be really, really good fish. They're going to be very high quality, probably breeder quality. He's gonna medicate and he's gonna pull stuff that's not good quality. And he has really, really rare fish, right? And some things like the 201 snowball, he's got, and it's a great, great deal, for anywhere. The Sultan Pleco, that's a good deal. I mean, those have been notoriously expensive. Sunshine Plecos, those are beautiful and also like arguably a good deal. Another Alenquer, they're 59. Now let me show you though Moonlights, because Moonlights is bonkers. Their their whole stuff. A lot of times he's not up to date though. Like blueberry snails, I think he got some in today. But Tuesday's his day off. Like he takes the store, closes it, does inventory and stuff. So hopefully those will come back. Because I think he got those in. But let's just compare things too. $2.99 for shrimp, $3.99 for all Neos, even cheaper, $2.99 for fire reds. Black crystal shrimp, only $5. I mean, I don't even see that from Grant. Now, granted, these aren't going to probably be the same quality. They're not going to be as hardy as Grant's because they are raised in Hong Kong. That being said, they did survive the import and they've been sitting in a shop, these in particular, for several months. So they probably are really hardy. But you kind of have to be an insider or be watching the shop locally to know those things. But like $14 for a blue-eyed longfin lemon pleco, that is insane. And his 1.5 inches are more like 2 inches now. His goldfish, I mean, he gets those in, and the different sizes. I mean, $12.99 for these. There other shops nearby in Seattle, they're $40 easily. His clown killies, which he just sold out of, $4.99. I mean, so really, really cool prices. I mean, $7.99 for albino pygmy Corys. You should be getting more of these. These were very, very new, very rare. They had a hard time seeing. And, hopefully, if you watch the channel, I do these streams because I get the inside scoop. And I want to give you guys, the inside scoop on what's good, what's bad, where you should pass. And I think there's always some of that with each of these people. Maybe Dan's fish might be an exception. Just other than the price might turn you off of something, but anything other than that, it's like a crazy good deal for the care he puts in for, up to 90 days and 3 rounds of quarantine in some cases. I mean, no one does that. Having vets in there, only like 5D, maybe Imperial and Seagrass, I think, are the only other places that do that. Not transshippers. Like, are you kidding me? Like that is next level. And here you can see The mini snowballs are only $49.99. These are the true ones, the 471s. There's the 201s too. Panda Gara's close cousin, the Gara rufa or the Doctor Fish, $6.99. His pairs of really fancy guppies are all like 24 or $19.99. Plus you get 10% off. And the cool thing that he's doing that I've heard just from about 10 people have ordered from him. Everybody who ordered snails from him from using the code Fishery10, you get the 10% off. But then if he has extras like babies, or like if it's guppies or these incredible black, I need to go buy like all the rest of these right now while he still has these. These are these black tail kohaku swordtails, and they're great for like pond and tub season, but only $6.99. It's wild. And then you get the discount, which was like whatever 60 cents or something, so it's not going to really matter as much on those things. But you don't even need it. I mean, red fancy tiger shrimp for only $7.99. Those are expensive. Blue bolts for $7.99. These are expensive caridina. Now, Grant Eder, I would say, probably has a better, more stable line. It's probably a little more than that, but sometimes on sale and stuff. This guy doesn't really do the sales, but what he is going to be doing, he brought in Panda loaches, and he was able to hook us up with them for like $14 or $11.99, maybe, I think it was. These, the Hyphosobercon Prison tetras, the Raccoon tetras or the Phoenix tetras, all the new ones, the Wade, the blueberries and watermelons and stuff. I mean, he's selling, and these are incredible. I can't believe that he's still only charging $7.99 for these. These are in my tank. They don't look like much a lot of times in his pictures. I mean, his pictures are lacking a lot of times. Even like this, of course, it looked beautiful. It's sold out. But I'm telling you, I'm going to go there. I'm going to do a live stream. And then, you guys will see what's up. But like true freshwater gobies, these are $10, like at Aquarium Co-op or my other local stores usually. $6.99 here. And I'm just so impressed by this guy. He's working so hard. Young guy, obviously, but holding down the fort. He's got these vampire crabs. He's got the rarest rainbow fish. There's a guy in Indonesia. I probably shouldn't have said that, but there is a breeder in Indonesia, and he is becoming more well known in the fish hobby all over. But he's breeding very rare fish that you would never usually see in the hobby ever in the past. And he's doing it really affordably, like under $25 for rainbows that are extremely rare. The other thing, anything that he's got a lot of or that sells out, like, this is another really cool one. This is one that's like I hardly ever see these in the US. But this nice Malaysian catfish, the eye spot catfish. My buddy Lawrence Kent just caught some of those in Malaysia. But I mean, another Pleco for $39.99. And I mean, they're 1.5 to 2 inches, these ones. And they're usually on the bigger end of that. The adults are only $80, but you get a discount of $8 off that. So really, it's more like $70 for an adult. And you could start breeding, if you ordered whatever, 2 or 4, however many. I mean, you'd have to get a pair. And he'll do his best if it's easy to tell the gender, but if he can't, so at Aquatic Arts, you saw that they had the 3 for $85 or whatever it was. Here we've got the same black Corridoras for $14.99 each. They are a good quality, other than their fins had a little bit of wear and tear on them, which I'm not sure if that was from probably a fungi or a bacteria infection. He also had arowana, the Giardini, Asian, and or no Asian really, but Like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's like another really beautiful arowana that you can have in the US. He's got moray eels that are exclusively freshwater. My friend's had one for, I guess, 3 months, and it's doing great. Super healthy, happy, putting on weight. These are the dream fish. These are the like, holy grail fish. And these are actually the adults, and they're only $249. Now you would get 10% off that, so it'd be $225 for you guys. And yeah, with these ones, it doesn't really matter on size a whole lot, surprisingly. But I just wanted to share with you, like, these are one of my favorite fish in my fish room. And he'll be bringing in more, and I'll be helping him curate stuff. But some of these don't even have a picture. Like the yellow witcher crab, which right now he has in stock. He doesn't have a picture of it, right? But look at this thing. I'm like, dude, why haven't you uploaded a picture of this? So with the discount, you guys get these for 25 bucks. Well, really? Microsoft Bing? That's the default on this laptop? Punishing. Oh, and with that, that means that those are not witcher crabs. Stop. Computer, bad. Well, we're going to go to Google because that is annoying. Google. And Bing can't identify fish very well. Yellow witcher crab. So he's committed to bringing stuff in that you won't see elsewhere because it's coming through Hong Kong or it's coming through China. And not many people have that connect slash the legal paperwork and trouble and everything. Germans somewhat do, but we usually have to go through the Germans who went through the Chinese. But look at these. They're freaking adorable. They got little yellow heads, and then they've got this, like, I don't know, a bat pattern on their back with the white, and then the yellow towards the base, the red. I mean, they are beautiful, and I think they are a true, yeah, so they should be being a Lepidolophus. They should be a true freshwater their whole life. They're not a vampire crab technically, but look at their cute little face. I mean, aw shucks, cute. So yeah. All right, that's it for the shout outs today, guys. I just want you guys to know that Aquatic Arts is really beautiful. Alex, before the stream, I was checking out Moonlight. I seen he has a red pencil, but this picture looks different than that's a bargain. If I think yes, a lot of his stuff, I've been like, what? Like, how did you get it for that price? And why aren't you marking it up? And he's like, because I don't need to mark it up. I can just sell 500 of them. He's like, I don't need to be greedy. Like, I'll be a good businessman. Really, I mean, which for a younger guy too, like, good on him. That's really cool. Amanos, no, you don't need slightly brackish water for them. To breed them, you do, but it's very difficult to breed them. It's not worth it. It's like an 8-step process for most people. You can do it other ways, but it's really yeah, it is Slossers. It is like a lot of people run their yeah, it is how a lot of people run their sites. That's for sure. I'm going to be working with him. It depends. It depends how popular it is too. But if you guys like his stuff, I mean, so far I haven't heard anybody say anything bad, which is great. And a lot of local friends and fish club members in my area, I mean, they're swarming that shop. And literally, like, there's a few people that are buying stuff there and flipping it for double the price and just making money like hand over fist. And he's aware of it, but he's like, well, if the other stores don't want to compete, they don't want to like track down sources, and they need 7 times the profit rather than just a 3-fold profit, then that's that. Blueberry snails have a lot of FOMO. We'll get more. There'll definitely be more. But yeah, the way that people, a lot of times with like shipping and stuff, you'll see a $60 shipping charge, and that's an estimate because of the generated price is going to be the maximum you would be. So if we have to ship from Washington all the way down to Florida or Maine, or Georgia even, that's considered like district 8 or 9 or whatever, or 5, depending on the shipping company and the system. So companies like Corey just moved Aquarium Co-op's warehouse from Washington, which is kind of sad because everyone who worked there, all the people who worked there, now I think he offered Stum to relocate maybe, and Stum, we're just like, see you later. But him moving that to Louisville, that means that now if he has his stuff in the center of the country or more towards the east where more people are, you're going to actually be closer to the average order, and the shipping's going to go down in costs. And where in the past, anybody out on the coasts has to really eat that price. So we're really at a disadvantage on the West Coast or even on the East Coast. But the thing about the East Coast is you have 150 million people of the country within one day's travel of shipping. Oh, you're right. Lexington. That's it. You're right, Johnny. And so, yeah, if you look at it, it might say $60, but like for a friend in Portland, I think he ordered just some snails and some tetras. And when he talked to, he messaged the owner, Chang, and he messaged him, and I think the shipping was like $34 because it was just, Seattle and Portland are right there. So it'll calculate what shipping is. But if it's a big distance, yeah, it could be $60. But the thing is, you're getting a box, like, seriously. Let me show you. Same with Aquatic Arts, same with Dan's Fish, too. And he's got it on his website where it tells you exactly how many bags fit in the box. You're getting a box. If you get the big one, the box is this big. That's the like $80 box. You can fit like 15 bags of fish in there. I think the little box is 6 or 7 bags of fish and or shrimp. So, make it worth your while if you're going to do that. And then you can make some savings. Otherwise, it's not necessarily savings, but some people also just don't have a store near them to buy from, right? And it's a convenience for that. So yeah, how bad shipping is to Montana? I'm guessing probably like $40, $45. Corey mentioned he wasn't going to lower prices with the move, which makes sense considering the investment. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of same with his MO too, right? I mean, I think his plan is usually to set prices low as he can and have a healthy profit margin and go from there, yeah, Northeast is the most expensive place to ship by far. Probably for you guys, right? I mean, for us, it's Florida gets expensive if you're not in Miami or Tampa or Jacksonville. If it get anywhere off the grid, then like it adds a whole other day. Yes, and Dean, we were talking about that earlier, but Dan's Fish has very high prices, very, very high prices. Hey, KJE too, another great seller of fish on here. You should check out his site as well. But Dan goes above and beyond. He has a vet on his staff. He treats with veterinary grade medications for parasites on like wild caught puffers. A lot of times he'll sell them sexed, or he'll have the lineage of who bred this guppy, or a betta line, or whatever it may be, a pleco line, and he'll have the breeder, and he'll have that it was either US or overseas. And if it was US, sometimes he'll even have the name, like Greg Steves or someone, and he's going to keep it in his care. and he only ships one fish per bag. And I mean, he's just overall, if you want an ultimately as ethical as it can be to keep fish in a container and or to ship fish, that would be Dan's fish. It is more money though. And also same with, he's not going to buy fish from somebody who packs them in too tight. Like he will call the suppliers and say there can only be 30 fish in a bag. There cannot be 100 like you usually do. And he will pay for the shipping. And he'll also, fatten up fish that are thin. He'll transition them from wild only live food diets to flake food. I mean, he does a lot of stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, just it's worth it for me if I'm going to be breeding a fish or if it's going to be the spotlight creature of my tank. I will spend money at Dan's 100%. If I need something like neon green tetras or something pretty common, ember tetras, I'm gonna buy them, well, probably locally. But if I had to buy online, I would probably buy from like Aquatic Arts or I don't know. I wouldn't do Live Aquaria personally. I wouldn't do Arizona Gardens at all ever. I've heard so many horror stories. But I mean, there's good shops out there like KJE. Sure, I could order from him or from Redfish Bluefish is another redfishbluefish.shop. In fact, that's where I just got some angelfish from today from my mom. So yeah, let's see here. To have everything shipped in, we are remote in central Idaho. Dixon Designs. Let's see here. So, does anybody have any questions or thoughts about today and fish and also that thing? Yeah, see, Savage Critter says the closest fish store with anything live is 2.5 hours away for me. My mom says shipping is cheaper than gas. It probably could be, especially if you drive like a big pickup truck or something, and you think about like splitting it amongst each fish. Like, okay, this adds $2 if you order, 20 fish. This adds a total of $2 or $3 to each fish. Would you pay that at the store? Probably. Um, hey, Chris Howell, what's up, man? You caught a live stream? That's right, you did. I ordered 10 shrimp and 12 praycocks from Aquatic Arts over the weekend. I'm in Portland and I paid $49 for shipping. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's what I usually pay from them too. So, but yeah, shipping's gone up. I mean, it used to be, and that's, hey, Dionysus. Um, but yeah, Branton, no, it's not at all. There are a lot of places in the US where you can't find a pet store that has like a fish section. I mean, there's probably 4 or 5 hours, and especially like Nevada, um, Eastern California over the Sierra Nevadas, like down in like or Death Valley, Eastern Washington, even like Walla Walla, they have a pet store that has like I did a tour of it. It has fish tanks in a guy's house essentially, and it's like the fish tanks he has is just stuff he breeds there. So it was like maybe 14 or 15 species. And then I think he had some neon tetras that just didn't look so hot. And it, like, supplies that were getting stale essentially. But you go in those places, and I like to show people like what a lot of people in different parts of the world and country, what their pet shop is. Because a lot of us get spoiled living in a big city or living in the suburbs of, a metro area that has a cool independent shop. Um, the wet spot I love as well. That's another place that if I could get a deal to affiliate with them, I would 100%. Um, I would 100% do that. Bob Steenfot right now is the only person I know of that has a deal with them, which is I think a 10% off deal for the first fish you buy. But I can tell you a discount code trick at the wet spot, even though I don't have any affiliation with them. But if you sign up for the newsletter, I think there's a way to get 10% off. Like, I don't know if you have to get the email first and then whatever, but I did it. I did it to get 10% off. Canadian online fish websites are pretty good. Yeah. You know, the other thing is that Dan's Fish, now that they have a veterinarian or ichthyologist, they specialize in fish medicine. They can clear and sign on quarantine stuff, I believe, that goes to Canada. Now, I don't know if they're going to logistically want to do that, but maybe maybe Johnny knows. Johnny, do you know about that? If they'll be shipping, if you guys will be shipping to Canada again. Wait, yeah, but 175 miles in either direction is a huge. There's no way. There are a lot of parts of the U.S. that you can drive 150 miles and not hit a fish store. Um, yeah, I mean, or maybe it's a PetSmart or a Petco would be like the next best thing. Yeah, especially out west. I mean, if you're in Montana, anywhere in northeastern Montana, the Dakotas, um, yeah, northeastern Washington, it's probably more like an hour and a half drive. And yeah, Wyoming, anywhere, parts of Colorado, New Mexico, even parts of Arizona. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't gone on a bunch of long road trips, and remember that the main interstates, those have towns all along them. If you get on those side highways, I mean, there's some where there's not even a gas station for 75, 100 miles. You have to plan it, definitely. Some spots in the US, that's for sure. Yellowstone Aquatics, yeah, Yellowstone Aquatics knows. I mean, I was going in 2010, I went through Nevada and I went up the backside of Yosemite and then came down through Tonopah and Beatty and headed down for Vegas. And, you know, we came out of the top of the mountains up by Mono Lake and on the California Nevada border. And we could have gone one direction 40 miles and gotten gas from a town and then gone back up out of the way and then gone and been on our way. But we didn't. We thought, okay, well, we have an atlas. We had a road atlas that was printed in 2006, so 4 years earlier. And there were 3 towns on the map, and 2 of them had little gas pump signs. So we were like, all right, well, this map says we're good to go. Well, we get to the first one, and this was 2010. So all the gas stations, there was like a real estate office, a gas station office, a little quickie mart type thing, a bait and tackle shop, all closed. There was like 1 or 2 businesses left there, like a ranch something store and then like an automotive place. Then like the next town, nothing again, not a single thing open. And we were in 110-degree weather over there in Nevada, and we're going down that lonely highway. And just, I mean, craziness. The other spot that's like that, where I've been a few times now, is over by the Tetons. So there's Jackson Hole, which has 30,000 people. But if you're on the south side of Yellowstone, I don't think there's another town that would have a fish stock. And I don't know that Jackson even has one. Let me take a look. So Jackson, Wyoming fish store. They probably have a Petco or something. That's what I would guess. Jackson Hole. Maybe not. Oh wait, I'm still in Bing. Why is this browser thing in Bing? Jackson Hole, Wyoming pet store. Is there one there? I mean, Pet Place Plus. And doesn't look like they have fish. They have some reptiles. Maybe they do have fish. I don't know. Wait, hold on. I'll find out. I'll do the investigating. Dun 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 dun. You guys can't see this, I know. No, it looks like they have gerbils and like a couple iguanas and a snake or two, and dog and cat stuff. So Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and if we go to Google Maps, I'll pull this up so you guys aren't like staring at just me looking at the screen intently. So Jackson Hole. I spelled that wrong, but it should find it. Oh wait, no, first I'm going to Google. This computer is preloaded with like Microsoft everything. And it drives me insane. So Jackson Hole, Wyoming. This area, I'm just curious, like, because it's pretty bonkers. So, is there any? Let's double check with Google because I don't trust Bing to know if there's a Petco even. But no, I mean, no, yeah, there's not much. Pet store. Teton Tails, so it's a dog pet store and pet place, and then Whole Foods comes up. Now, the fact that there's a Whole Foods is because of all the celebrities that helicopter in. But let's see if we can get on here. So there's towns all over here. None of them are going to have a pet store. And up here, I've gone up. Where is it? So there's some highways up in here. And my best buddy growing up or in college and years after, right here, we got married outside of Moran. At his wedding was outside of Moran, Wyoming. Beautiful on Jackson Lake. Is it going to show us a picture of? Oh, that's annoying. It's not like formatted so that it shows us all the cool stuff like in maps. But so you go out to here, and his wedding was all the way up in the Shoshone National Forest, along the border of it, and it was up in here, and you had to take, yeah, actually, this is where most people stayed, and it's way out there. Now, obviously, not only whatever, not a ton of people live out here, but that's a big distance. So if you go from Moran to Dubois, even or Dubois, Moran to Dubois, Wyoming, that's 55 miles down a highway with nothing on it and over a pass. And let's see, I bet Dubois doesn't have any pet store, but oh, they have a pet. Oh no, that's Pennsylvania, Dubois, Pennsylvania. No, they don't have anything. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the U.S. If you look at the U.S., this area, all through here, yeah, you can't find anything. Um, stop sliding out. Go away. Ads, ads, ads. Uh, Eastern Texas, northeastern Texas, the Panhandle of Texas, New Mexico, parts of southern New Mexico. I mean, there's like Las Cruces and things like that, and the borders active, but here nothing. Up Nevada is the worst. I mean, Nevada is right here. But yeah, the most remote place in the country is where my buddy got married. His wife's family's property that they homesteaded up there is considered the most remote, like from a paved road you can get. And in the US, that's only 38 miles. But yeah, it's up in here. Or no, not that far up. It's up in here, in between these highways. But these highways, let me tell you, that's a stretch to call that a town. Now this is a town. It's got a Tractor Supply. It has a Tractor Supply. Oh, it's on the map. And that's in, yeah, Cody. So Cody, Wyoming is probably the closest place, right? But to get to Cody, Wyoming, you can't just cut across here. You might be able to cut across. No, you can't cut across there at all. So you have to go all the way down here and then up to here. I mean, there's a Walmart Supercenter this area may have a pet store. But as we just discussed, to go from here to here, that was over an hour. So. Anyways, enough of that. I just thought that was interesting. I don't know. Yeah, you should start one, Possum Bird. The nearest fish club to me is Titusville, Florida, is 3 hours away. Yeah, Henry. See, a lot of people. Yeah. Anyways, I feel for you guys. I understand why online shopping has changed our hobby and being able to connect. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna stand just because my back is killing me in this position. But it's really, really changed our hobby. And yes, there are a few cool Petcos and PetSmarts where the people really care and they're sourcing things and like they're doing the best they can. They know how to treat the fish. However, in Seattle, I know almost all of them are terrible, just awful. Yeah. Yeah, Yellowstone Aquatics. I love it out there too. Fish, fish, fish. Welcome. Sorry guys, let me make sure I didn't. I don't want to be neglecting y'all any more than I have to, which is I don't have to. New local Austin, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. Sunny G, 3G. We got all the G's. This is for the G's, and this is for the hustlers. This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's. How many fish in the MF? Never mind. What size tank should I put a Biochar in? Outside. No. I'd say probably a 90's fine. Probably even a 55 will work for most of the time. The thing is, they are social fish. The thing is, they can get kind of antsy and bash their face into other fish or the glass and jump, stuff like that. Let's see, what is the full size of a Biochar? I mean, I know in my head, but I'm curious what their max like recorded. Yeah, 14 inches. That's about what I thought, a foot. What are my most prized fish? I like anything that takes care of its babies. I really find endearing. So I do like certain cichlids quite a bit. I've had some angelfish that I really love. I love panda loaches. That's another one that's a lot of people wouldn't expect, but I just absolutely adore them. They all sleep together at night a lot of times, and they kind of just dogpile on each other, like under a little overhang of a rock or whatever, and then they kind of just scoot around and eat stuff and eat the biofilm off of things, and they magically turn colors when they mature. Some of them, but yeah, I'd say probably one of my angels or something. I just got a bunch of new angels, so hopefully one of those will be. Also, I do like some of my badis. Yeah. Yeah, Stan, it's a good 3-hour drive to get a good fish store deep East Texas. Yeah. I mean, yeah, my family's out past Mount Pleasant, not quite far to Texarkana, but they're in a little town called Naples and another one called Omaha. They've all got these like grand names out in Texas, like Vienna, and then it's like you get there and there's like one door that leads nowhere. It's just like a door in like a tumbleweed. You just open the door and the tumbleweed rolls by like on cue. It's like Wile E. Coyote type nonsense going on out there. Um, no, it's not that dry out there really. But yeah, East Texas definitely, south of Texarkana, above Tyler. Yeah, it's pretty remote. At least you could drive like 100 miles an hour, and they usually only stop you if they think you're running the contraband. Most of the executive positions at my local club are coming up for grabs. Have you done any before? Can you? Are there any? Yeah, I have done several board type positions. I would say speaker coordinator is a great one. Don't do treasurer. That's a nightmare. A lot of people think, oh, I'll have all the control, but you'll just be doing the paperwork and the auditing and mailing checks and stuff like that. The whole board will have to vote on anything major, usually. But yeah, speaker coordinator is always a role that I really think people who are passionate should do, because then they get to meet the people who come and speak usually too, especially if your club can afford it. And these days, even if your club can't afford to fly people in and put them up in a hotel and get them an Uber or whatever that needs to be done, or pick them up time wise, you can offer on Zoom, and then people from home can watch, and you can keep that private, or you can open it up to the public if you're trying to grow the club too. Uh, all the talks I've done, other than one, I've requested when I come speak usually that it be shared or at least be public to whoever wants to come in town. And I try to give a different talk each time. But I'm happy to do talks for smaller clubs that have a really limited budget. They can't spend a couple grand per month on talks. The Seattle club could afford probably 5 or 6 grand a month for talks if they needed to. I think we made $70,000 at our auction on Saturday. I think that's what it was. Went to Paris and Rome, never left Texas. That's right. Shreveport Petco is pretty good. That's good to know. If I'm ever in Shreveport, probably won't go there. What's a good setup for American flagfish? 10, 20 gallon high? No, for flagfish, I would get a 10 gallon or, honestly, a 20 long is probably better. The fish get 2.5 to 3 inches long, like in theory, but most will really stick around 2 inches. Now they can be a little bit ornery sometimes, but they hang out right at the top of the water. If you have floating plants or any plants that grow to the top and then bend over, that's where they're going to be. So if you have a 20 gallon, they're only going to hang out in like 4 gallons of the top. They're not going to ever be down in the low part of the tank, hardly. And so also just that kind of limits you sometimes. Would just be aware, like maybe that's not the best tank for pencilfish or for danios or like quiet, peaceful danios. Like zebra danios, you could put those in a hurricane and they'd be like, I don't care. They'd still just be swimming around and derpy, derpy, derp, derp. Romy-nosed tetras are supposed to be a very good schooling fish. I have them, can't stand each other, too small. You need usually 9 or so to get a good school starting. Cheapest you can get Panda loaches, $25. Yeah, that's pretty normal. They're expensive. And you definitely want to buy a group of at least 6. I would say 9 Panda loaches. because they don't act right otherwise. But when you have a group, they are adorable. The other thing is you got to have at least several tanks with lots of light, because you got to have that algae and biofilm for them to eat. If you don't, they're going to starve to death, and that's sad to see happen, and it's very common, unfortunately. Yeah. 3G in the house. I think 3G was in the house. Dan the man. Asya Llewellyn, what's going on, Asya? Sunny G. Who else? Is anybody else sneaking in here? Surf City Cichlids, what's up? Just Joe, what is up? David Anotti. Rebel Mac. Is that a new type of macaroni and cheese? Cave of Wonders. I bought flags and they killed all my Corridora habrosis. Oh, that's a bummer, man. Oh, Kelly, thank you. Blessings to you and your family. Thank you. Same to you. I'm feeling well today, which is great. Yeah. How do I solve the three body problem? Wait. What did I miss? I missed whatever it is you said, and I can't seem to find it. Oh, savage critters though. Fish, turtle pond, 200 guppies and Corys. 2 small sliders. Duckweed died off. Now spiking ammonia. Done several water changes. Any other ideas? Probably the duckweed it could be contributing to it. I try to get most of that out. I'm surprised the turtles didn't eat it. Turtles in general really do have. They cause a lot of water issues. Just them going to the back. Just them existing. But yeah. Yeah, water changes are the best thing you can do. Add some like dechlorinator if you need to in an emergency. Just add a few caps of that. If it's a 200-gallon pond, add a full cap or whatever prime. Thanks, David. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad that you're not like it's pronounced an odd I have sunlight hitting the bottom of the glass at all times to grow. Oh, algae and biofilm. Yep. Good call. Coro had a question about Daniels. I missed it, Coro. You hit me again with it. Hit me, baby, one more time. What's the best heater for a 30-gallon small outdoor pond? Ooh, that's tricky because 10 degrees, you're going to need to build like a box of insulation or bury it in the ground and then put a lid on it. Because what'll happen is nothing will sustain that. Honestly, you'd probably want to get I like the Haiger 500-watt heaters. They'll pump a lot of heat, but they'll turn off when they hit a certain point. Like all heaters do with the thermostat. In 30 gallons, though, you have enough room that you can definitely have just cold water up top. And if it's 30 degrees out, it doesn't matter what you do with the heater. Definitely not for tropical fish. Maybe if you just need to keep the water liquid, then you could probably just toss like a 200-watt heater in, maybe put a lid on it. But definitely you're going to need to enclose that somehow, kind of like a hot tub or whatnot. Fishery, you're behind on your science fiction books and shows. Nothing important. Oh, references. I'm not in the mood for references, you. I'm always in the mood for references. Are we talking about Galaxy, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy now? Pile Aquatics, good evening. Greetings, salutations, a kind thank you to. Oh yeah, no problem, gnarly man. Welcome. Rebel Mac Burger, more like Macintosh. Oh, Macintosh. Okay. I'm sorry to just, terribly make fun of your name. Loretta Jackson, I'm looking for some rice fish, and I have only one survivor from my last Aquatic Arts order. Oh, bummer. Yeah, rice fish, the bummer thing about rice fish, they're really cool, but some of them just naturally only live like 18 months or a year. And especially if they're kept in hot temperature. And by that, I mean anything over 70. Like they should be at like 60 degrees, really more like 55 to 70 ish, and have a season of cool temperatures in like the 50s for their metabolism. If that's the case, you can get them to last 2 or 3 years in some extreme cases. But yeah, um, you put the 30-gallon tub outside above the Eternal Flame Memorial for JFK. Yeah, that would do it. You'd have a hot tub. Michael Myers, good evening. Sonny, I'm always amazed at that. Well, maybe I'm amazed at the way I love you all the time. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I need you. Coro, I have also kept Neos outside with good results. Overwintered in my 110-gallon tub. Red ones turn deep red. Wilds too. Yeah, I've kept Neocaridina, and some of them, mostly the red ones, yeah, and some of the blues too, actually survived outside over the winter and through a freeze, not like frozen solid, but there were leaves at the bottom of the tub and like silt and rocks and stuff. And yeah, they survived as long as it happens kind of naturally, I think is the key. They can deal with that. It's when it's like, oh, here is a bucket of 80-degree water and they've been in 40-degree water that it's really trouble. But I know like Lucas Bretz doesn't use heat packs for his shrimp when he ships them because he just just hasn't had an issue with it usually. But I mean, not if he's shipping it to like Fargo or something. But oh, Sonny, I'm just diving into the Vario versus the Danio thing and what hybridizes with what. Danjanella, aka the mustache Danio, is a Danio, but I don't know if it hybridizes with Rario or what. I don't know about that one offhand, and I haven't tried that one. I've tried like the Frankia and the Inlay and the Chopras and the Hatchets and the genuses and Danios are all wonky too because a lot of times they got called Rasboras or Cyprinids or like bitterlings or even loaches sometimes because if you look, some Danios have like little whiskers. So there's some kind of screwy phylogeny there, scientifically speaking. I have an in-ground pond, 900 gallons. Yeah, right on. And I just use a small outdoor heater. And I have all the water where it runs from in the filter below directly with the heater there. Yeah. And it blows the slight ... And he's going to say something else. Warmer water at the pump, and it stays mostly ice-free all year. So yeah, it'll stay mostly ice-free. But like I was saying, yeah, it's not going to stay tropical. But if you're just trying to keep it ice-free, yeah, you can work with a lot less. That's for sure. Yes, Chopra will hybridize with some Danio species. But the thing is too, Coro, the genetics aren't what um genetics don't determine a species anymore at all. I mean, or never have. DNA does not. Because DNA tells you how long something has been a continual lineage, right? And it's changing during that time. So there's certain species that are, like for instance, the Sumatran tiger and the Javanese tiger and the Borneo tiger. All of those are a tiger that looks like a tiger that goes roar, right? I mean, they look like a Siberian tiger even, and that's way far away. They are 96 and 97. I was just looking at the article this afternoon. Percent the same on two of the islands, and they just found what they thought had been extinct for 30, 40 years. They just found the Sumatran tiger fur on a fence line. In 2019 is when the sample was from. And Forrest Galante, I believe, he's on YouTube all over, and he's on like National Geographic and Animal Planet. He's a Zambian-born or Zimbabwean-born white dude who lived on like a game farm, and he's kind of like Steve Irwin in like his style, I guess. But yeah, he spotted in a helicopter with a heat vision camera mounted to it, or FLIR setup. They saw a big creature, like human size, moving on all fours through the forest canopy. And that's all they could say. They're like, is it a deer? Is it a cow? Is it a goat? You know, what is it? And it was too hard to tell. But then somebody found fur on the fence on the ground, which later they sent away for testing. Just got done not long ago. And they confirmed that it's the Sumatran tiger. But my whole point, other than the fact that the Sumatran tiger is probably still alive and we thought it was extinct, and this has like implications big time, because that's like an 8-foot long cat. I mean, it takes a lot of meat and space for that to survive. If it's on an island, the thylacine, or the Tasmanian devil, or not Tasmanian devil, the Tasmanian tiger, maybe it's still alive. You know, I really didn't think so in my gut, but maybe it is. It could be. It just goes to show you, especially if they get to learn to avoid humans at all costs, right? You know, that's seems to be every animal that survives Kita. You either got to hang with us completely and be our BFFs, or stay away from humans. You should have seen me yesterday. Found native seed distributor, and today it's Daniel's. Oh yeah. Well, so the thing is, hey, First Class Fish, thanks again for being a member for freaking 22 months, buddy. Please hit that like for Alex. It's easy and it helps. Yeah, thanks, man. I don't know how many people have pressed it today. I can't see that information right now. I'm sorry, we can't let you see that right now. What is going on now? Now my chat won't let me go back up. I have to go down. What is going on? Everybody, let's show Alex some love and press the thumbs up button. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I did this horizontal for you because I love you. Anybody have a Scarlet badis female? Yeah, everybody wishes. I've got one left, and that's it. And I'm scared to put her back with the male, because I've had 4 of my females killed by males, like in a day of putting them together. And now I'm just like terrified of it. But there is a wholesaler I found out of India that sells them for it. Once you cover shipping and everything, and tariff, and all the different forms and things, they come in, and trans shippers are selling them for $40 at the trans shipper level. So it's gonna be like 3 to 5 times that for the retail level, probably. Some people were just breeding them. I was for like $40. Fish. Alex, do you sell products? No. I have merchandise that's out of date, for the most part. Some of it says, actually, none of it says Fish Street. A lot of it doesn't say anything. It's just artwork that I've created, that I've drawn, of like steampunk, or I guess you'd call it clockwork fish, like Corydoras and shrimp, that look like they're from Victorian era tinkerer's workshop. And all of those go, all the money from that, which is set pretty low, the profit margin set at 20%, I think, at the highest. And then my members, I think I just set it all to, or no, wait, how does that work? Yeah, the link they follow gets 10%, I think. Anyhow, it's not a big profit margin. The most I've ever made off of that in a month was, I think, $40 one Christmas season from like November and December, like a month period in between the two. Anyhow, that money I collect every like 3 or 4 months. They let you like cash it out, and it's usually 40 to $100 for that long. And that's great if people like that stuff. That's why it's theirs, because people ask for it. But all that money goes to charity. So all the profits from my merch, so to speak, goes to charity. Now, the products that I sell is anything linked in my affiliate link is stuff that I endorse. But I don't like selling stuff per se. Now, members I'll sell rare plants to, or sometimes shrimp or fish that I'm breeding that I feel like I want to share with the hobby. And I want to make sure that really caring and invested people in the hobby get them. So people who are serious about things and not just like fleetingly like here for 6 months. And that's fine if you've only been here 6 months or less or whatever. But like, I want to reward those who have been around and who I recognize. And, if they want something and I'm able to share it or able to get it to them, then I definitely will. Like my Malawa shrimp and stuff like that. That line got crashed really badly, and several other the colonies just didn't want to rebound for so long. And now I've kind of got them going again, but the blues and reds aren't nearly as strong as they were. So I'm gonna have to work again on the line. It's just kind of a bummer. But it is still a project that remains. Hey, thank you so much, Coro, buddy. I really do appreciate that. 5 memberships. Thank you, buddy. You're allowing 5 people the free pass of becoming a member. So welcome new members, and check out the community tab. 200 extra audio episodes, and I have been recording some of those, so we'll probably be uploading some new ones soon. And then also also Big Steve's Glassbox Creations. Thank you, buddy, for also the gifted membership. Thank you. That's really nice, and it lets people in on the secret. Also, so you get the 200 extra episodes, which are all audio friendly, so you could listen to them on as a podcast essentially. But then you also get my posts, and there's like sometimes there's sales or discounts that I know about, or like for instance, if Moonlight Aquatics gets their blueberry snails back in, who's going to hear about it first when I like lay my eyes on them? Who's going to get a picture uploaded? It's going to be the members. And also it highlights your chat. So it's it's only $1.99 a month. If that's what you got, if you want to be a part of it. And it does help immensely. I just shared my analytics with y'all tonight to show you, what does a 70,000 person subscriber channel do? How do I find what you sell to support your channel? In my description of these videos, of a live stream or any of my videos, any of the things that have codes help the channel in that I either get store credit with them or I get a little bit of money. Some of them I just endorse because I think they're good products and I believe in them. But like Dan's Fish, Aquatic Arts, and Moonlight Aquatics, those all directly help me. If you're buying any sort of fish, shrimp, plants, a lot of those places have food and stuff that they ship not that way. So if you want to get food or aquascaping tools or aqua substrates and things like that, Brightwell soil or fertilizers, things like that, like Aquatic Arts has that stuff. They have aquariums for that matter. And none of that is at the crazy shipping rate that live animals are. Let's see here. Also, harder to see in the wild form, from what I understand. Alex has a little spiel on it. I bet he'll tell us all about how males flash. Yep. So, why are females badis so hard to find in the hobby? Well, I didn't know for a long time, and I thought, oh, it's just because they're dull. Well, then a paper came out and was like, actually, they can change their gender and their sex. Now, that's a long story, but essentially, gender is how a fish shows itself. So a quote unquote sneaker male is a male that looks like a female and that behaves like a female. However, he's got the organs of a male. He can reproduce like a male. A full-on changing sex male becomes a female and actually produces eggs. Or if it's a female that actually starts producing sperm and can fertilize eggs. This happens in clownfish. This happens in fish very frequently, actually. Like over 10% of fish now, they're understanding, have this ability. Some fish can even impregnate themselves. There's no males in the species. Like the Amazon molly has no males. It's all females that get fertilized by another closely related, either in the same genus or a close genus. There's about 3 or 4 species. And that DNA, it's very, very bizarre, triggers them to clone their babies and have more female babies. But they don't actually use the fertilization. They don't use the DNA of the father. It just sparks it's not parthenogenesis, but has another name. Now, Scarlet badis, the reason why the females are not in the hobby as much is because they're still collected in India for the most part. Nepal, India, Myanmar has a number of them too, but the Scarlet badis is predominantly in India. And the way it's collected is out in rice paddies. They'll section off an area and they'll clear out the rice paddy of debris as best they can, or they'll open up some holes with like a rake and they'll look, and they're very similar to sunfish or bluegills in that they have little mounds and they defend the little mound with some plant debris or at the root of a plant or just in a pile of rocks or pebbles. And the male will come up and turn bright red and flash colors. And I mean, they're very small fish, right? And the guys with the nets see that and they scoop them up. Well, the females, their whole evolution is to color down. So even though they don't really have many colors, sometimes they can have like gray striping and a little bit of blue. Their whole deal is to hit the mud, like just burrow in the mud and hide themselves and play dead. So it's very hard to catch the females off guard. If you've been in the water at all, 100 feet away, that can trigger, the vibrations for the females to be on alert. And as soon as you get 30 feet away, they're already hiding. So they assume that people want the females or don't want the females anyways because they're not pretty. And traditionally that's been true. But now that the hobby has gotten more interested in breeding, those 1 in 1,000 or less females that end up in batches, when they scoop the little hut or the little mound where the Scarlet badis are, sometimes they'll get the female with it. Or maybe they'll get young enough ones that there's still females hanging out with males and they'll sort it later or something. Let's see here. But yeah, almost all of them are wild caught in the hobby. Nancy B, thank you kindly. I appreciate that. And new member, Johnny Best. I know you've been a member, but thank you very kindly for joining up. Joe, you too. Everybody, you guys rock. You guys rock my socks. You rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Wouldn't that make them super genetically similar and weak? Just Joe. Yeah, the Amazon mollies that only clone themselves, signal crayfish do the same thing. And yeah, parthenogenesis in fish too, where they just basically the Jurassic Park, they just have their own babies. There's also sequential hermaphroditism, which is when they get an egg as a female, then they turn into a male and they fertilize themselves, and then they turn back into a female to have the baby. Bonkers. there's a lot of wild stuff that goes on in the world. You know, there's a frog with 8 chromosomes. The sex chromosome in fish is not linked to X or Y. It happens to be there in most of them, but it's also on S, T, and W. And it can hop around. In bettas, it's actually left the Y. The Y chromosome is no longer dictating males. And a lot of bettas actually change their sex. A lot more change their gender, as we were talking about, how they express themselves and what they look like. But a percentage, probably 1% or so, actually change their biological ability to reproduce, you know. But if you're new to the channel, welcome, do halt. But also, yeah, go watch my video on the different ways that things reproduce. I think I have a video on how snails reproduce, all the different ways, which is bizarre. And then also I have another one on guppies. I have one on pufferfish, and I have one that says like pride or trans pride or something, or trans whatever. But it's got, I think, a rainbow flag with a picture of a ram or a sheep's head fish on it. That's what it is. And they mutate crazy when they spawn. I mean, salmon do too, but fish can have like 3 genders in their life, or 3 sexes in their life, or they can have, you know, several genders, and it's very odd to people. I mean, obviously, but yeah, the natural world is a weird thing, and the fish that only spawn clones of themselves, they have an actual enzyme that is responsible, and they also have there's haploid, diploid, and triploid chromosomes. And well, we don't have time to get into that. I've already been streaming for almost 2 hours, but look up triploid and haploid chromosomes on Google. And we do that with fish that are game fish to make them extra big and fat, like extra big female, you know, rainbow trout. And you probably heard the term, if you're a fisherman or if you ever go fishing, of triploids. Oh, the lake's been stocked with triploids. Well, it's a way to ensure that even if a fish doesn't have diversity in a population, that there's basically a set of DNA that's the true set of DNA, and another one that it can check against for errors. So either it's very stable because it can check for errors with RNA, with the normal DNA built-in check system, which I can't explain right now either, and with a whole other strand that's separate that does its own thing and then compares. Beyond that, there's also types where the other strand of DNA in multiple strands of DNA, there's the one main strand, and then there's one that's full of errors on purpose, and it gets corrected for anything catastrophic, and then it literally fuses like a zipper to the other one. And that ensures that the babies are very different from the parents because it changed anything that isn't crucial. And that's probably the weirdest one that we know the least about. But guys, I need to get out of here. Yeah, snails should lead the pride parades. Yeah, that's for sure. I need to get out of here. Thank you guys for being wonderful, for being awesome, for putting up with my advertisement. But honestly, $119 for zebra plecos, I want to start breeding them again at that. Yeah. So in any case, Alex focused like a mother heifer. Yeah, you know, I've been feeling good the last week or two. And it definitely, obviously, it's different than my streams where I'm like dragging, like barely able to do anything but keep my eyes open. So yeah, how come we do not see any 2-headed or 2-tailed fish? We do. They die very quick in the wild. In captivity, it does happen, but it's a big mess up. And usually the baby fry won't grow with a parasitic twin as a second head like fish, but you will see, because the other fry will cannibalize it, honestly, or the parents will. But if it's caught early, there are specimens in jars and stuff where people have raised them up and you find them. Guys, Yeah, I'll tell Laura she can eat whatever she wants in the other room. Eating out of a crunchy bag next to the microphone, laughing. Malcolm, yeah. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody. I should be back Friday, maybe another time also. I had some folks saying, Europeans, we need to get in more streams. And I feel bad that I haven't been including them. Haven't been having any insomnia streams or early morning streams. Maybe we'll do coffee stream a random day coming up. But by the way, I got rid of my blue algae bacteria. Yeah, right on, Duhal. Yeah, love to hear that. Absolutely love to hear when I do a thorough comment to somebody and I say, you know, something that I think will help, and then it actually works. You feel kind of magic. Not gonna lie. I don't want to lead anyone astray, but when I know something that works for me, I'm happy to share it. And yeah, I'm really glad that worked for you. Evergreen Psych, what's up? Evergreen Psyche, Moonlight Aquatics. Wait, what was Surf City asking? I'll answer that and then I'll go. Surf City, USA. Why about a surf? Yeah. What? Where are zebras? Yeah. $119 at Moonlight, and use the code and you'll get them for that. They're $129 without the code, but with the code you get them. And he already has a deal with me to like give you guys the biggest stuff that's in the tank at a given time. And if there's baby snails, for instance, like all the blueberry snails had a baby or two while they were in the shop in quarantine. So all of those are going to be, he gives like 1, 2, 3 back to anybody who's an affiliate of mine. So, trying to work my angle to help y'all out because you help me out and find you guys cool deals and stuff. So that was kind of today's spiel. But we'll do something nice and educational, nerdy that the algorithm hates. Maybe a few you nerds will like. And yeah, whatever is probably the worst for my analytics. We'll do something like that on Friday, probably. I'm supposed to have some guests soon, but we'll see. All right, much love, guys. Take care, and I should have a new video in a day or two also. So thanks for bearing with me. I love it when you guys go back and watch the old ones, though. There's over 1,000 videos. I haven't done any Blackwater stuff recently. I should do one. It's been a year since I touched Blackwater. I just don't have a Blackwater tank. And honestly, if I could afford the subscription to one of those services that lets you use like high quality footage of like the Amazon and stuff, then I'd have something to show. But right now, I don't even have like I don't have a computer either. I've had to prioritize. And as much as it sounds like, Alex, you run a YouTube channel. I just saw that you made $2K a month. Yeah, well, I also had $15,000 the roof we had to redo, and then I had an $8,000 medical bill. Well, I had $120,000 medical bill, but $8,000 out of pocket, even with insurance. Because apparently copay insurance means you have 3 deductibles: an ER deductible, a medication deductible, and a ICU or like total catastrophe deductible. And each one is $5,000. That seems like it should be illegal to me. Anyways, I'm done. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, I haven't bought a new laptop. I need to get a MacBook Pro. I need to get like Premiere. I need to get an editor eventually. That's probably a ways off. Just a better camera. And I want to bring all that to you guys and make the channel better, right? But haven't done a video on something that's not kind of like in my fish room or at a friend's house or at a local shop because of that in a while. But maybe I should make one anyways, just try my best with what I can scrounge. Like I can borrow from other creators like Jason from Primetime and stuff. So much love, guys. I'll talk to you later. Take care of yourselves so you can take care of your fish and your plants and your water changes and or no water changes if you're filterless. And yeah, take care of yourself though before you take care of everyone else, because I know we got a lot of sweet, caring, compassionate people in here, and you can run dry. Bye, guys. Thanks.